Good morning. My two early risers cuddled by the fire. You nice and cozy warm? The sunrise has been so beautiful this morning. This camera just doesn't do it justice, but I've been so blessed by it. Hello everyone, welcome back to the homestead. Wow, this day flew by so fast. It's actually late afternoon now. I intended to do this video this morning, and then just a lot of unexpected things happened today. So my plan was to actually take y'all for a walk and then just give you some updates. And so I actually need to be getting going on dinner here soon, but thought I'm gonna get out here and walk before it gets too cold and just share a few updates with y'all. I've had questions come up a few times of, does Carrie ever get out and take a walk? Does she ever get to go and be alone or have some time off? And I actually used to take a walk with the children almost every day until I started YouTubing, honestly. And then life became just a whole lot busier because of all the time that YouTubing takes. And there's honestly been a lot of times where I've thought about just not YouTubing anymore because of how much time it takes. But because of all of you and your encouragement and the blessing that you guys are in our lives, we're gonna keep on trying to make videos as long as we can. I just stopped here because we've got our electric line here for the cows, and I don't know if I want to jump over that right now, so I'm gonna head back down the other way here. This is our back paddock where the cows have access part of the time, and then we also use it to separate calves sometimes. Hey Scout Boy, where are you going? So this is a project here, lots of boxes. That was actually a project that we intended to get done late summer, early fall, and it just kind of fell through, and so we're putting it off until next spring. So I don't know if I should give it away. It was a gift, actually. All those boxes were a gift from somebody, and they're going to be turned into something that's going to give our children a lot of fun next summer when it's really hot. So that probably gave it away. So a few people have asked about the duck area, and there was a little bit of confusion. Our ducks are actually currently in our other pond because we had issues with predators in this area here. They did have a little shelter, however, predators were able to get into the shelter, and so we want to make a better shelter for them, and then also put up our permanent fence line along the driveway here. So we still have a little bit more work to do with fencing and shelter before we can move the ducks back here. For the next update, I'm going to catch up with Josh, who's doing chores, and then I'll take you on down to the other pond. The ducklings that we were given by a neighbor are actually no longer ducklings, they're full-grown Muscovies, so I'll take you down and show you them as well. Hey Josh, can you show us your newest project in your chicken yard?
Sure.
All right. So this is a project actually that they put on their channel, whole video. So what do we have here, Josh?
A little chicken salad box.
Yeah. So there's chickweed planted in here, and the chickens can hop up there and eat the greens, but they don't pull up the roots, so the plants can keep on growing, and gives them some nice greens in here, huh? In their chicken yard. They do have some other greens and things, but they really love the chickweed, and they would just take it out if it wasn't in the protected box, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've been loving that. You guys been loving that? They just got fed their green. Cool, thanks Josh.
No problem.
Real quick, here's the new coop that the boys just recently finished. We don't have a full flock in here yet. They've been gathering them up from our free range crew.
One egg.
Oh, yay, one egg. So they're still adjusting to this new yard. Think they like their coop? What do you think, Josh?
Yeah, most of them. A couple of them been roosting on top, but most of them go inside.
Yeah. Yep. You guys did a good job on the coop. Oh, you left your
Oh, yep.
scooper. Alright, so I'm gonna keep on walking down to the end, almost the end of the driveway is where our other pond and all the ducks are. We've got some chickens in here as well. And it's what we call our bull paddock because it's the place that we used to separate our bulls. We need to keep them away from our other cows. Duck under the electric. Let me see if I can go find those muscovies. It's so beautiful out. So pretty. All the oak trees have turned colors and it's just so beautiful. Alright, so there's one kind of on her own there. And there's 3 over there. We did have a couple neighborhood muscovy ducks that also joined our crew, so there's a couple more over there. And I'm not sure where the rest are amongst them all, but got quite a few muscovies now from ones that were given to us and that just kind of showed up on our property. We tried to find their home but couldn't find their home. And now of course my battery is about to die, so I'm gonna kind of have to cut this walk a little bit short, head back to get the battery, but most of all the rest of the updates are right around the house, so that works out well. Look how big these little ones have gotten. So cute. They grow up so fast. Alright, got the new battery. Now I'm in the greenhouse. Last week, a couple of the boys helped me clean this out. It was covered in weeds. All of my pots were just an absolute mess. So they took all those out and I was able to organize them. We put down fresh wood chips. I also found a few kale plants that were just in pathways. They kind of self-seeded in some of our garden pathways. So I transplanted those in here and I'm just so excited. Now it is ready for starting seeds in a couple months here. So it's a joy to have a place to feel organized with all of our garden prep. I also dug out our stevia plant and put it in here. It overwintered in here last winter really well. We've still got a few apple mint that are hanging out in here. Put down a new pathway, added more soil in the bed. Here's the little baby kale plants that were transplanted. So that was a really good project to get crossed off the list, and I feel relieved to know that I have a place to work when it comes time to start seeds again. So quick garden update. We've got still 4 covered low tunnels here, and we've got some broccoli over in this one that's not doing great, but it might make it. At the other end of that bed we did some beets and they didn't seed very well, so there's not many beet plants. Next we have a whole bed of kale and that's doing great. Been eating a lot of kale lately. This is the area I'm the most excited about. We've got kohlrabi. Whoa! Sheesh! Go on, kitties. Wow. Okay, that scared me. They were right under my feet. They still are not getting along, those two. Hopefully they figure things out here soon. So I'm super excited that the kohlrabi has made it to maturity. I wasn't sure it would. That's exciting. At the other end of the bed we've got some chard, and then over in this one it's kind of a bunch of things. We did some lettuce that unfortunately didn't seed very well, so we don't have many lettuce, but there are a few in there. And then cabbage that I don't think is gonna make it. It's really small and the bugs have kind of damaged it a bit. And then we also have a bed with some radishes that we've been harvesting, and we were also harvesting the Mexican sour gherkins up until just a couple days ago because of the microclimate that our block wall made. So that was really fun. And there's still some flowers that just are really cold hardy. I'll show you some of those. Right here we have the Twizzle Coral Penstemon. That's just such a fun color. Got some yarrow hanging on. There's some more yarrow over here. That's a really pretty color. Got a couple little echinacea still hanging out. Of course, cold hardy calendula. That's still doing well. Then over here we have some white veronica. It's pretty much done, but there's still a little bit of color. And then this is a sedum that's just beautiful. I think it's called Emperor's Wave. I started that one from seed a couple years ago, and that's really pretty right now. I don't know if we shared this, but we finished the cobblestone center area here. That was a lot of fun. All around this area is all perennial flowers and herbs. And it's really fun to see the cobblestone here instead of dirt and weeds. And then this is a whole new project that just started today. There's a bunch of stakes and things marked out here for cement. We're going to continue the cement walkway this way, and then it's going to curve around and go through that gate there. And we're going to have a spot for an IBC tote to catch our overflow from our rainwater tank here. And then there will be a nice little planter bed in here as well. So it's kind of hard to tell at this point, but there's going to be a little planter area in here for a white flower garden. And the reason that this is all formed up and getting ready for pouring is because back here is where our composting center is being built. And so the hope is that in a couple weeks this will be complete, and any extra cement that we have from this is going to go toward those pathways in the garden area, and then toward also a pathway that's going to go from the composting center over to the house, and we're going to put a pathway all along the edge of the house as well. If any of you have done projects with cement, you probably know that there's always leftover cement, and you really have to be prepared for it, or it ends up just being dumped on the driveway, which we've done multiple times now. We've had to just kind of dump it on the entry to our driveway, which is steep, and it gets a lot of runoff and tends to get deep crevices in it. So it's actually been nice to put the extra cement out there, but this time we're going to try and be more prepared and have an area all formed up so that when we have extra cement, we have a place for it to go. Alright, so now I'm going to head into our back door. This is our addition to the main house that we first built, and it's still a work in progress. We hope to do a tour of everything once it's done, but we're still working on 2 different additions right now. So, but I did want to show you just a real quick glimpse of another project that happened last week that we're super excited about. Ta-da! This is our new Masonry rocket mass stove with a cooktop, and it's got the whole J-tube where you feed the fire here, and then it goes into a heat rise. And then there's a way for it to go down into this bench here, or to just go straight up into the chimney. Those of you who've been following our channel know that we actually did a different rocket mass stove originally in here, and there were just a lot of issues with that plan and with the way it worked out, and it just kind of fell apart. So we hired someone with some good experience with masonry work and put together a design, and he looks like he did a really fantastic job. We haven't fired it up yet. It's almost ready, so maybe by our next video we'll have good news that it works because it's cold in here. This part of our house is down lower than the rest of the house, and so the cold just sets in, and actually it's been blowing, literally cold air blowing into the main part of the house. So we had to hang blankets in the doorway there to help keep the cold air from blowing into the main part of the house. You can see we still have a bit of work to do here. This is the closet. We ran out of cedar boards, so we're waiting on some more of those to be ready, and then this whole wall will be cedar boards. We're gonna have a laundry sink right here. I feel like we're really close with a lot of things, so it still is taking time because there's so many projects in the works right now. But it's exciting to be making some good forward progress. All right, so one last update. I'll give you a quick sneak peek of what the children have been working on. They've been taking on the project of the girls' bedroom. We just recently added onto our loft for a girls' bedroom, and we had hired somebody to build that, and we hired someone else to put in the flooring. But other than that, the children have been tackling that project. So they just built a bunk bed for Esther, Pie, and Biddle, and I believe their video this week they're going to be actually showing how they're going to build another bed. So if you're interested in that, check out their channel, Thousands of Roots. And I really look forward to having Esther Pie give you a tour of the girls' room once it's completed. Yeah, willing, that video will be coming out soon. All right, guys. Well, thanks for taking a walk with me. It was a short walk, but I enjoyed it. I'm really hopeful that in the future I can continue to do the YouTubing and get some regular walks in. And I encourage any of you, if there's something that you used to love to do and you just have gotten so busy, try and find a way to do whatever that is again. I think we all need to find ways to just take a break once in a while, especially getting outside. That's a really big one for me. I love to be able to get outside for a little bit, and doing something active is really healthy. So I'm gonna try and walk more and still keep YouTubing. We'll see how it goes. Thank you so much to our patrons who helped to make these videos possible. Thank you so much for sticking with us over there, even though we haven't been able to post anything for a while. All right, so I think that's it for the updates for this time. Thanks for watching. We pray blessings over you and yours. And whatever you do, do it with your whole heart. Hi, sweetheart.